Hey everybody, Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on this video if you find it helpful or entertaining. And if you're a fan of receiving the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, and everything in between delivered in a fun, fast-paced format, then watch as the subscribe button looks for the notification bell in the closet. Ooh. Marriott just couldn't let Hyatt take all the bad news for the week. They had to join in on the fun. If you've watched the channel in the last few days, you know that Hyatt has changed their award stay program from standard room rates for award nights to peak and off-peak pricing. Great job, Hyatt. I love it. Now, to be fair, I still like Hyatt, and I'll probably still use that as my preferred loyalty program. But Marriott came along and said, Hyatt, I can't let you have all the bad news for the week. I want to get in on the fun, too. It sounds great. Oh, boy. Marriott has made some big news today, to say the least, in terms of the amount of points that you'll need per stay. Now, they've also talked about some good things. I'm going to start out with the good, all right? I'm going to start out with the good changes, although these aren't really terrific, mind-blowing things. And then we'll finish with some of the stuff that may be negative. And when I say maybe negative, it is negative, all right? So brace yourself. The first bit of good news is that Elite status will carry all the way through to February 2023, regardless of when it was earned. For example, if you were a gold member and you earned that status in 2020 or 2021, you've seen the extensions already with that status. That's now going to go to February of 2023. And for any Sweet Night awards or any free night certificates that were set to expire between January 3rd and January 29th of 2022, those will all be extended. So that's another little tidbit of good news. See, they're giving you little tidbits, just a little bit at a time before they hit you with a knockout punch. Probably the biggest piece of good news that came out of the Marriott news today was the free night certificates will be a little bit more flexible. And let me explain that. If you earn a 35,000 point stay as a free night certificate as part of your Bonvoy Boundless card, then you can now use that 35,000 points and up to 15,000 additional Marriott points to go towards your free night certificate. So it's not just the 35,000 point stay anymore. It can go all the way up to 50,000. Just to give another example, if you have the Bonvoy Brilliant card that gives you a 50,000 point annual free night certificate, you can add an additional 15,000 onto that to go up to a 65,000 point property. So again, you can add 15,000 points on your free night certificate. So it does give a little bit more flexibility, and I think this will help people that use the 35,000 point certificates and need a little bit more, because to be honest with you, that 35,000 points, if you're trying to get a really nice property, doesn't necessarily go too far, so the extra 15,000 should help out a lot. And now to wrap everything up, let's talk about the bad news, because that's why you're here. Marriott is moving towards dynamic pricing. No. Okay, if you're familiar with Marriott right now, you have standard room pricing, peak, and off-peak pricing when you're looking at using your Marriott points to book an award stay. This has been pretty standard practice, and everybody's pretty comfortable with it. However, starting in March of 2022, we don't have a specific date, but in March 2022, Marriott is going to begin getting rid of that award chart. A Marriott representative did state that only 3% of properties in the Marriott brand would be getting rid of the award chart altogether from March until December 31st of 2022. However, the remaining 97% will then be doing away with the award chart after that time period. That 3% of Marriott properties are now going to make the award nights based more closely on the cash price of the property, meaning that you're probably going to have to spend a lot more points in order to stay at a property during peak times. That other 97% of Marriott properties are still going to stay within the limits of the peak, standard, and off-peak pricing, all right? For example, if you're in a Category 6 property, you could look at somewhere between 40 and 60,000 points depending on if you're in peak, off-peak, or in standard pricing. However, from March until December of next year, the points that are needed per night are going to differ all over the place in between that range, and it can change nightly based on demand. Now, after December 31st, 2022, all properties are doing away with all award charts, and it's all going to be based on the cash price of the property. So you're going to look at paying a lot more points to stay at a Marriott property. The president of Global Loyalty with Marriott did come out and say, let me quote this real quick, that this will give members more options and flexibility. What the... I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this, especially if you have a Marriott card right now. Are you going to hang on to those cards for the free night certificates? Is this news going to keep you from applying for a new Marriott card? I need to hear what people are thinking about this. I was pretty upset about it. I mean, I didn't lose sleep over it or anything, but it just sucks. It's a sign of what's coming. Hilton has already done this before. Hyatt is making the change to peak and off-peak pricing, and now this is happening as well. So I think what we're seeing is people are out traveling a lot more. There was a 2-year period where there wasn't a lot going on, and now these companies are kind of loosening their grip on being friendly and nice with us to get us to please stay in their property because they're not full. Well, now they're starting to fill up, so they're not as incentivized to do all these great offers for us. And this Marriott news is just a sign of it, in my opinion. But again, let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, if you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications for alerts. And when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, click, click. It's going to be time to check in on everything related to credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, and everything in between. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. I'll see you soon.